Hi, welcome to another edition of Spotlight on the Arts. I'm Jay Handelman, the arts editor of the Herald-Tribune, here with my colleague Carrie Seidman. And we've got a few things to tell you about that are new this week, but we both sort of survived last weekend in the Ringling International Arts Festival, so we wanted to just talk about that a little bit. And
better than survived,
yeah.
Actually. It was a great
it was a lot
festival,
of fun this year.
I thought. Really a lot of fun, artists and productions, and just a really good vibe.
How many things did you get to see?
I only got to see three. Yeah.
And I got to see 4 this time.
But from what I heard, all 7 of the productions were really excellent. Of course, my favorites were the dance productions. I loved Doug Elkin's Moortown, which was a takeoff on Othello, dance to the music from Detroit Motown sound, which was fabulous.
That was a lot of fun.
But I loved even more these 3 incredible women who also danced with Doug Elkins, but they call themselves Elemento 3 because their last names start with L, M, and O.
And there's 3 of them.
And there's 3 of them. And
I figured that out all on my own.
Very good.
Thank you. I might have a future in this business.
You better start working in it now if you're looking at the future. Anyway, they did this great show called Bangs, which was just hysterically funny, kind of challenging our cultural expectations of women, and had all kinds of hilarious costumes and sketches, and
that's great.
it was fabulous. I'm sorry you didn't get to see it.
Yeah, me too. There's too many things going on. I was seeing The Wiz when they opened that night. I got to see, as I said, 4 shows. I got to see Doug Elkins, which was terrific. And my favorite, I think, what surprised me was the Australian acrobatic troupe, Gravity and Other Myths, with their piece Simple Space, which was just a bunch of acrobatics. But as I wrote in my review, I felt exhausted afterwards because they are just climbing and jumping off of each other. There was one scene where there's people on the floor, and one guy's jumping back and forth, and they kept moving further and further apart, and you just think of how hard it is for that guy to jump and how hard it is for him to try to land softly.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to describe it with your hands than it was in the words
than it was in words.
And I got to see the 17 Border Crossings by Thaddeus Phillips, which was kind of interesting. And also The Pianist, this one-man sort of silent clown thing about it was about a pianist trying to get from off stage to the piano, and it took an hour, and he never really got to play. So, and now you've written a story too about how they've done.
Yeah, we have a wrap-up story in Thursday's paper about the festival and how it's doing compared to previous years. It's pretty much they were up a little bit in ticket sales this year. It's kind of evened out for the last 3 years, and it's not as huge as it was in the initial year when they got $1.5 million from the state to put it on. They no longer get that. But I think it has sort of become the unofficial kickoff of the art season in Sarasota, and there's a smaller group of people that are very avid devotees. And
a bunch of people who went to see everything. So
and
I wish we all had time to do that.
Yeah, I do as well. But anyway, we're fortunate to have that.
Yeah.
And kudos to Dwight Curry for his selections this year. Were great.
So, you know, there's too many things. That's why it's hard for us to go to see all the Ringling Festival things, because there's too many other items going on. And we're actually, so we just had this kickoff with the Ringling Festival, and now the Arts Alliance is sort of kicking off the season too. Right.
They have their annual, they're calling it a celebration of the arts this year, but it's kind of their annual Arts Leadership Awards ceremony at the Van Wezel that they put on every October. It's a free event. It's open to anyone. There are a couple performances this year by the Sarasota Cuban Ballet School, Sarasota Contemporary Dance, and the West Coast Black Theater Troupe is going to be doing
something from the Wiz.
Yeah. So great fun event celebrating the arts in Sarasota, and there will be a little as yet to be disclosed surprise in this year's event that has to do with a community art project that I am kicking off in conjunction with my fellowship that I got this year. Are you ticklish
if I start torturing you? You'll tell us right now? I guess we're going to find out. We have to move along here.
Yes.
this weekend, the Manatee Players is opening a play that's rarely seen, a Tony Award-winning play called Children of a Lesser God, about the relationship between a teacher and one of his deaf students, and about the use of sign language versus lip reading, and just personal relationships. I can't remember it being done in this area for probably more than 15 years. And Kelly Woodland, who is one of my favorite directors in the area, is directing it. Her daughter Corinne is playing Sarah, and Jason Kimball plays her teacher. And that's in the small theater at the Manatee Players Performing Arts Center.
I'm fascinated with sign language. Actually, that's like I considered that as an alternative career.
Oh,
I just
it's
think
never too late.
The people who do it are amazing actors and actresses. Yeah. And if you'd like something a little bit more intimate, the Artist Series Concerts of Sarasota is having the first of its kind of little evening soirees that they have at the home of the managing director, John Fisher, and his partner. And this weekend it's going to be Chopin, Mendelssohn, and Liszt, featuring Deborah Liebman on the piano. Daniela, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Daniela, I'm sorry.
A very young pianist.
Daniela Liebman, very young and very talented. So I understand that the first concert, which is on the 23rd, is sold out, but there is another one on the 24th. And I'm also told there are sort of like nice hors d'oeuvres and refreshments and things like that. So you might want to check that out.
So a private kind of feeling, a little salon kind of thing, which is how the Artist Series got started. And also in the theater, it's the State College of Florida in Bradenton. The music theater program is going to be doing a production of Grease that's running this weekend. And the Starlight Players are back again with another collection of 4 one-act comedies. The collection is called Love Actually, and they described it as a look at love at first sight, look at love at second sight, and hindsight. So they're all dealing with love in some degree.
I would represent hindsight.
Yeah, and that's at the Starlight Players, and there's performances through Sunday, and you get a discount if you want to have dinner before or after the show. So you can check that out.
Great. So that's a little bit from last week and a little bit of what's coming up this weekend. And for those of you who are missing the appearance of our gorgeous young staff member, Dahlia Gabor, she'll be back with me next week for another all-female edition of Spotlight on the Arts.
Which I'll be looking forward to.
Meanwhile, you can find any information you need on the arts at heraldtribune.com/arts or in the paper. See you next week.
Take care.